Hey y'all, it's Dr. Shamanda. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am a licensed mental health and addictions therapist based out of North Carolina. Okay. North Carolina, and I specialize in financial therapy. I'm actually becoming a certified financial therapist here. And on this channel, I share my own personal finance journey along with personal finance education. So, a little bit of everything. Today, I'm going to talk about Coast Fi. Coast Fi. And if you're part of the FIRE movement, then you already know what that is. It's just a subsect of the FIRE movement. But I want to talk to you guys specifically about why I am choosing Coast Fi. So, let's talk about it. So, what if I told you that I don't need $1 million by 40 in order to be on track for retirement? What would you think about that statement? Because it's true. So currently I am 37 years young. Okay, thank you, God. 37 years young. I'll be 38, God willing, in about 3 months, November. And I'm currently sitting at around $65,000 total invested between Roth, 401k, 457b rollover, and all that kind of stuff. By the end of this month, it might be closer to 68 though. So there's that. But I said that to say my goal is to reach $100,000. But that's my stretch goal by the end of this year. So by December. And then once I reach 100,000, my goal is to continue maxing out my Roth IRA every year. But then, of course, letting compound interest do its thing, right? And it is magical. If you invested any amount of money or saved any money in a high yield savings account, you know compound interest is amazing. Okay, I love it. Okay, but this is where Coast Fi comes in. So I'm going to show you how what happens if I reach $100,000 and just let it sit, but then also just keep adding contributing enough to max out my Roth every year. But that's it though. Like if I don't add anything else, I don't try to max out my 401k every year, and all I do is focus on maxing out my Roth, which the last few years has been about 7,000. So somewhere around that every year, versus the 25,000. Well, that's just like for you, because if you have an employer or even a small business, your employer can match or add money to your account as well. But if you just max out on your own, it's been around 25,000 every year for the last, I guess, few years now. So, but if I just focus on maxing out the Roth once I hit 100K, let's look at what this will look like. Okay, now let me give you a brief example of what Coast Fi is. So Coast Fi stands for Coast Financial Independence. Now, this is based off of the FIRE movement, which is financial independence, retire early. But some people only focus on the FI part, which is what I'm focused on. Not necessarily focus on retiring early, because I know that, like, realistically, I am a person that's all about purpose and having meaning in my life. And I think I would get bored. Let's be for real. But I do not want my life consumed with making money or having to make money in order to survive. Like, I do enjoy freedom as well. I like to get up and do stuff every day, but I also like the idea that I don't have to if I don't want to. And that feels good for me. So let's look at FI. FI means having enough invested that, assuming reasonable long-term growth, your investments can potentially grow to your eventual retirement target without needing aggressive additional contributions. Okay? So assuming reasonable long-term growth, which is around 7 to 10% on average every year, then your retirement, which is for me would be the 100K, will continue to grow until I reach my eventual retirement target, which would be 65, which is most people's retirement target, without needing to aggressively contribute to that account, right? Which, again, like the maxing out the 401ks and the 457bs and all that stuff every year. I would strictly focus on maxing out my Roth every year, right? But what would this look like? So this means I would still be working, aka part-time teaching, aka a small handful of clients that focus strictly on financial therapy, cash pay only, no insurance, very selective, you know what I mean? And I would still be paying for my life, so I would still pay for my household expenses, ideally pay off my house. I already paid off my car, and if I do get another car, then that would be paid off in cash. But all like debt, consumer debt, none of that would exist. So all I would need is based on right now, I would need about $1,200 a month just for household expenses. So I would still make enough just to take care of that and max out my Roth, okay? But I would no longer need to max out my retirement contributions, right? So that's the point. Okay, so where am I at now? Let's talk about this. So my current investments between my Roth, my 457B rollover, and my solo 401k, I'm about a little over 65,000. Now I have not added my contribution for this month of August 2026 yet for this Roth year. But after that, ideally, my goal is I think I should be around 68,000. But anyway, with that being said, let's just look at 65,000. Then my goal for this year is I have a goal of 85,000, but my stretch goal, my major goal is $100,000 by the end of 2026. Okay. Now, I'm not just investing, obviously. I am also building my savings, which this week I will hit $10,000 total saved. And that is a goal that will continue because I do want to hit $100,000 in my high yield savings account. That has always been a goal for me. I know that this probably doesn't match what financial experts tell you to do because they're like, oh, you're just going to let that $100,000 just sit there? Yes, I am, because it's something about having liquid $100,000 that just gives my anxiety a break when it comes to money. I'm sorry. That to me is goals. And again, I think I was saying this in another video, having $100,000 just sitting there, I mean, if I need to use it for something like a major investment opportunity, it's just there, right? I will only use it if I know okay, the ROI is amazing on this and I just cannot miss out on this opportunity. Let me pull $20K out real quick. I'm going to get this back, double, triple, and put it back at $100K. You know what I mean? Or more, really. So, obviously, I'm still paying down debt. I do have my student loans on mortgage. And I am building all this off of self-employed income. If you've been following my journey, this month, next a couple weeks, makes 6 months self-employed. However, I have been in my field, my profession, for almost 20 years. I am a licensed mental health and addictions therapist in North Carolina. And a credentialed clinical supervisor, professor. I have my own production company as well. I have a movie out, published author, all that stuff. So, but right now I'm 100% self-employed and I love it. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about this. So let's pretend that I do reach my 100K by the end of this year and I never contribute another dollar. Hypothetically, if the market gave me a 7% average annual return, that 100K would be around $675,000 by the time I'm 65 without adding anything. Okay, that's just with the 100K just growing. Now, with an inflation adjusted perspective, because let's be realistic, that means that let's use the 5% return, then my 100K will actually be, I'm not going to say only because I'll be saying that a lot and I'm trying not to say that because only is crazy, right? Girl, some people don't have. Anyway, it would be $395,000 in today's dollars. So as you can see, that's why investing is why time is such the powerful point or aspect or piece of investing. Okay. Now, I told you, I'm not going to stop investing once I hit 100K. I still want to max out my Roth every year. I feel like to not do that, it's in vain and cheating myself, honestly. So I'm still going to max out my Roth, $7,500 or more, however much it grows. It's typically been growing by $500 every year lately. So I'll just keep, maxing it out every year. So then hypothetically, it'll be $100,000 starting investment by the end of this year. So January it'll be 100K, and then $7,500 a year to my Roth contributions at a 7% annual return on average, maybe more, maybe less. But then that will give me $1.3 million by the time I'm 65. Girl. Are you kidding me? So yes, I'm doing this. I'm doing this because guess what? And I know there's a lot of people out here who be like, oh, 65 out 100 million ain't that much. It ain't nothing now. Okay, but guess what? We're gonna God willing, we're all gonna hit 65 at some point, and I would much rather be 65 with $1 million, 1.3 at that, hypothetically, depending on inflation. I'd much rather hit 65 with $1 million than to hit 65 and not have nothing. So let's be for real, okay? Because I know how I grew up. I know the background that I'm coming from. And I know I watched my grandparents struggle, living off the retirement checks. Thankfully, they were married, so they had both people, they had two incomes. But it was still a struggle, and I heard the arguments. And I'm not putting them on blast, God rest their soul. But, I ain't trying to have that. And even if I was single and I was by myself, I'm still not trying to be arguing with myself. Because, I'm going to be mad at myself. You should have been saving up and investing. So, this works for me. Ideally, this is my plan. So, realistically, I need to really lock in on hitting this 100K by the end of this year. And then next year, moving forward, all I need to focus on is maxing out my Roth. And if I do that consistently, I should be at a good point. Now, here's the thing. I know me. I'm an overachiever, overperformer. So, more than likely, I'm going to still be trying to, put money in my 401k and all that kind of stuff. But y'all do know that if you follow my other pieces of the journey, personal finance, I'm also paying off my student loans. I really want to get that knocked out, and I want to pay off my mortgage, and then I want to upgrade to an estate. Okay? You know what I'm saying? And I have other things that I want to do. And I also want to travel. I want to really, get back into filmmaking, writing, exploring. I want to have more time with my children, and God willing in the future, no time soon, grandchildren. So for me, not having to focus or hyperfixate on maxing out all these accounts to hit my retirement goals, that's going to give me so much more freedom and flexibility, to be honest, y'all. So that's what I'm thinking about, right? And so if I only need to focus on, in terms of investing, just keep adding or maxing out my accounts, my Roth account every year, and then everything else goes towards just household expenses, traveling, paying off my student loans as soon as possible, then paying down my mortgage. That's going to give me a lot more freedom. I'm going to be honest, because y'all already saw me. Oh, my savings account hitting that 100K. So for 2027, the goal is $25,000 milestone, and then after that the 50K, and then after that maybe 75, or I might jump to 100, depends on where I'm at financially. But do you see what I'm saying? Hitting 100K by the end of this year, and then just locking on the Roth max out, just allows me so much more freedom to focus on the other pieces of my financial journey. And I think that's what I owe myself, that, because I've really been locking in and grinding these last few years, and so it'll give me a little bit of breathing room, to be honest. So let's look at this really quick. Let's break down. So this is my plan from 38 to 39. So by the end of this year till next year, my goal is to reach 100K invested, continue my Roth contributions, keep building my savings, paying down debt, student loans and mortgage will be all I have after the end of this year. Keep strengthening my income. I'll be transitioning from the regular mental health to my financial therapy, which will be cash pay, higher rate, very specialized. Traveling and just experimenting to see, how I feel about my finances. And then 39, and after that, just expand and live. So continue investing, grow more flexible income, improve my YouTube income, more movies, more books, things like that, teaching more maybe, or less, but that's more income streams. Reduce dependence on therapy. So eventually, I told y'all by 40, I don't want to be doing therapy at all, just be honest. So there's that. Traveling more, creating, and exploring new career opportunities. I mean, you never know where you're going to see me. That's all I'm going to say. And then when I hit 40, God willing, I want to have just so many options. Just if I want to work, if I want to be a housewife, if I want to be a politician, I don't know. Okay, whatever. You know what's funny, y'all, is that my phone cut off as soon as I said politician. I guess that was a sign, no thank you. Anyway, as I was saying, The goal is, once I hit 40, is to is not to have the 1.3 million or 2.5 million and never work again. It's essentially so that I have enough financial foundation that I don't have to stay in a career or do anything that I don't want to do anymore or any longer. Okay, and I have more options. Okay. All right. Now, what does retirement actually mean to me? Because that's the main thing. I know that most of us talk about retiring means like sitting on a beach, sipping Mai Tais. I think that's what y'all. I don't drink, so I don't know. Something like that. That's not what I think about. I think about, I don't know. But it ain't that. I just want to be able to do, oh God, I feel so like everybody else when I say this. Just do whatever you want to do. Just literally live life. There's so much in me that I can't even I can't tie a bow around it. Like, I'm such a multifaceted, layered person. Like, multi-talented. Like, I don't know if I want to write novels, if I want to produce movies, if I want to just be an angel investor, if I actually want to run my own business, like a real, like, you know what I mean, like a business. Do I want to be going to real estate and like, I don't know. But that's the whole point, is that I can choose. And if I want to change my mind every year and do something different, I can. I can pivot anytime. But I'm not locked into one thing because I need to pay my bills or because I need to make sure I'm hitting my financial goals and my retirement goals. That ain't for me. I lived this life already for almost 20 years. I'm done. Okay? So yeah, there's that. So that's not what retirement means for me. It means flexibility. Work when I want to, create when I want, travel when I want, rest when I want to, make money doing the things I actually enjoy doing. And maybe they're not high earning things. Maybe I want to teach for HBCU without worrying about money. Okay? Now, it's all about financial independence and being able to choose the life that I want to live. Okay? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, share, and I will see you guys in the next one. All right?